Saad Recycling, plastic houses. I started this off in 2018 and the mission was to eradicate plastic from everywhere and make houses from it. And this wasn't an idea that came to me. This was an idea which I saw a video on Al Jazeera and it just triggered me to do this in Pakistan. It just made a lot of sense. So I contacted the guy who did it. I tried to talk to him on LinkedIn. I approached the guy who actually had the patent for it. All of this wasn't really easy. Their websites were in Spanish. I couldn't read Spanish, so I'd be translating it through Google Translate, but I still couldn't get their numbers. I still couldn't talk to them. I was in the US when I actually called the guy up and talked to him. And I didn't even talk to him. I talked to his receptionist, then I talked to him on email. But this guy recycled plastic. He added some sand to it and he extruded it from this extruder, which got converted into bricks, which were like Legos, and you would interlock them. You would join them together to make a house. Now this in theory just made a lot of sense. $5,000 for a house. Pakistan, it's very much more expensive. $5,000 is like 14 lakh rupees. And I started working on it. I hired a guy, Jalise. Jalise was really supportive. We worked together. We did some research. I didn't know anything about plastics, so I remember going to this factory and the gentleman told me that, what do you know about plastics? I was like, we're gonna take plastic, we're gonna melt it, we're gonna add sand to it and then extrude it, make bricks. He was like, what kind of plastics are there? I was like, I don't know. So there was PE, there was LDPE, there was HDPE, there was PP, there's PET. All of this was very complicated for me and I was like, okay, now I don't know what I'm doing. So I was back at stage number one because the guy who I was trying to partner with, who had the patent, said that he was going to charge me $75,000, which I didn't have. To give me this technology, he was going to come to Pakistan, he was going to set it up, it was going to cost $1 million. I was like, okay, let's ask my uncle. And then he said no. So he didn't say no, but he said that, what are you going to do? What's going to happen? And I was 17 back then and I didn't know what to do. So it was a very interesting journey going through all of this. I'm comprising it into like a 3-4 minute video right now, but this was more than a year and I'm going to share a little clip from the video I made, which was pitching this idea. So this was this video and I pitched it into a startup competition, which was for kids. Didn't really get a response, but I got this video and then I got a lot of traction. So after COVID, when I came back to Pakistan, because I was stuck in Dubai for 6 months and I wasn't able to come back. So luckily my grandfather, where he worked, there was this workshop. I would be going to work with him and I made this die where you put plastic inside and basically it was a mold made of metal where I would put plastic inside and then I would get this sample. And I actually did get samples. I'm going to show them also right now. And after getting this sample, I was so passionate. I was posting, I actually didn't post any videos. Then I got this 3D printer and started printing through the 3D printer, get little mini samples, join them together. I got my grandmother interested because she's working in an NGO also. And I was like, we're going to make millions of houses. We're going to solve the problem in Pakistan. She was like motivated. And I made a video about it and I showed it on their big TV. And it was a great journey. And then when I came back to Pakistan, there's a friend of ours in Khanewal, Shahid Joya, who actually works with machinery, who gets factories made. Went all the way to Khanewal. All the savings I had went there. We got samples made. These samples that are in front of us, I actually got these made. We were testing them out. We were doing all of it. And then it got abandoned for a reason. So I joined my father for a different project, which was an urgent need at the time. But this project still exists. I still have the samples. If you're working on plastic recycling and want to work on it, let me know. Hit me up and then we can work on it together. Or maybe I can just give you everything that I know and all the connections I have, all the people that I actually got connected to, all the clients that I got, and then you can just get started with this or join an incubator, in fact. But coming back, it was a very amazing journey doing all of this, getting to know about plastics, vomiting when you saw bad plastic, what actually is happening in the society, why actually is it? And even when I go out right now I know so much more. So I would never be able to think the way I am, the way I am thinking right now, if I didn't do this. The moral of the story is, if I didn't do this, I wouldn't be the person I am today. So now when I look at a brick, it's a normal 20 rupee brick, but I see this. So this is a recycled plastic startup started by a friend called Habib. Habib Bhai is doing an amazing job. He's making tiles and he's doing a fantastic job because he's from the industry. And now when I talk to him, I can actually relate. I can talk to him properly. And it's just so fantastic. Starting a journey and failing. Even if I didn't fail, if I paused, it's also something that I did and I'm proud of. It was like an extracurricular job for me, extracurricular work. And if you think anything is broken around you and you have a solution to fix it, try to approach the guy. Just don't give up and then you can solve it.